Hey, this is Professor Homa. Welcome back to part 4 of the Jiffy Box. This will be very short because I just want to review a couple things that I ended up doing on here. Down here at the bottom, the compare and save, I put a little color on the compare and save, drop shadow, put a stroke on the starburst, made that smaller, drop shadow behind there. I also put a drop shadow behind the text up here, and keep in mind when you use the drop shadows on smaller areas, when you do them, and I'll just double click on here, you want to move the distance and the size down. And in some cases I left the shadow real dark. Usually I turn the shadow down, but in some cases I want them dark, particularly down here. If I go down to this layer where I put my weight that's down here, when I click that, you can see I want a dark shadow because I want it to be able to show up real nice. So if I click on the drop shadow, you can see I have it up at 75 and I have it like distance at 8. I can even turn that down a little bit, and the size at 4. I want it nice and dark so that that white stands out a little bit because of light areas that may be here. So I put a drop shadow on there. Again, I already did this stuff. I already did this. I even put a big gradient, a big kind of gold to white or transparent gradient on the background. I had to make a layer for that. Now, I'm not sure if I like that or not, but I thought it just adds a little bit of warmth. Maybe, that's kind of one of those things where you might show somebody a version. Do you like the little bit of gold, or you like it the pure white? Actually, I'm thinking I like the pure white because I like the gold down here. So anyway, that's pretty much my finished version that I'm working on here. So I'll make sure I save my Photoshop. And then what we're going to be doing is taking this again into another Photoshop layout, making it into a 3D package so we can make an ad from it. So this is my finished version of my redesign. If I go back and look at the Jiffy Scan, a lot nicer. Has a nice look. It competes a little bit of the Bisquick. Let me check out the Bisquick here. Now, this looks a little sharper from the version I got online. There's other little stuff. There's the Betty Crocker logo. There's all these there's a little more type that's on here, but I think this is it's a nice start. It still keeps the same look of Jiffy without looking as cluttered. Gets a little more unified looking, a little more cleaner looking, a little more dynamic. I think if you saw this on the shelf, it would look nice. It would probably get your attention a little bit more than the old Jiffy, especially. So we're done with project 7, and we're going to move on to project 8, which will actually be doing an ad, doing a 3D version of this.